All right, how you guys doing today? You're gonna need a couple things out. You're gonna need your vocabulary little booklet that we started, and you're gonna need some lined paper and a pencil. So make sure you have all of that. You probably also want a calculator. So why don't you grab a calculator now if you don't have one yet? You can pause the video if you need to. Today we're gonna add 2 vocabulary terms to your booklet. So I'm gonna turn to where we left off, okay? If you were absent or something and you haven't gotten these yet, you can copy them down from a friend. The first thing I'm gonna add on here is something we talked about yesterday. It's the triangle equality theorem. I just wanted to make sure you had it in your booklet so that you can use it on the test. Triangle inequality theorem. All right, so that is when the sum of any 2 sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. Okay, I really kept this easy for you, you guys. I gave you a little cheat on this. I told you to make sure that you add the 2 shorter sides. It saves a lot of time. And I'll demonstrate here. If you have a triangle, I'm really bummed that I don't have a ruler. I don't like the lines that aren't straight. But let's say we have 3, 4, and 5. Yesterday when we were working on this, I had you choose your 2 shorter sides. So in this case, it'd be 3 and 4. When we add the 2 shorter sides, it should be greater than the third side, okay? This does work for any of the sides. You wanna make sure that all the sides add to be greater than the third side, but to save time, I just do the 2 shortest sides. All right, let's go ahead and flip this over. Oh my goodness, you didn't see any of that. Here, I'm gonna pull it up. I want you guys to copy all of that down, pause it, and copy. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit too, so that way that doesn't happen again. Okay, make sure you have this down. If you need to pause it, go for it. I'm gonna flip over and we're gonna start the next term. Actually, it's a theorem. Okay, this is the triangle sum theorem that we talked about a little bit about yesterday too. We did some work in your notes on this, but we didn't really reinforce it with IXL or anything, so we're gonna do that today. Okay, so triangle sum theorem, and hopefully now you can see it. Sorry about that, you guys. You can give me a hard time tomorrow. Okay, so triangle sum theorem says that the sum of the 3 interior angles, so the inside, always adds to 180 degrees or has a sum of 180 degrees, okay? An example of this, okay? And you could actually try this sometime too. If you, actually maybe we will. I'm not gonna spoil it. We'll do this tomorrow so that you can see. Okay, so what it's saying is that all of these angles inside here, so angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3. So the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3 equals 180 degrees, always. If you're wondering about this notation, this just literally means the measure of angle 1, whenever you see the M and the angle symbol. Okay. Now we're going to be using the triangle sum theorem today. So if you need to pause it, grab a piece of paper, we're going to take some notes. I'm going to move this out of the way and make sure that you can see this. All right. We're going to get our notes set up here. Okay, so name, period, number, today's date is 2/29/24. Okay, so our learning target for today is I can find the missing angle measure in a triangle. Okay, so the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to do an example. I want you to try one, make sure you're good, and then we'll do a different type of example. So let me bring up my questions here. All right, so here's our first example. And we already have, we're not going to define the triangle sum theorem on here because you already have it on your vocabulary sheet. But we want to know the missing angle in this triangle. Let me draw it out. Okay, so we have 45 degrees right here, 109 degrees here, and X here. Well, the triangle sum theorem said that we add them all up and it should equal 180 degrees. So let's go ahead and do that. We have 45 degrees plus 109 degrees plus the measure of angle X is equal to 180, okay? You guys, it's just it's an equation. We're just going to solve an equation. So let's go ahead and simplify this. This is going to be 154 plus the measure of angle X is equal to 180 degrees. We're going to subtract 154 from both sides. And we are going to get 28 degrees. So the measure of angle X is 28 degrees. Oh no, goodness, you guys. I'm gonna have all kinds of issues today. That should be 26. All right. I know what you're thinking. Miss Mac, I can do that in my head. Why do I need to write that all down? We are going to get to triangles and angle problems that are really complex, and you won't be able to do it in your head. So I'm showing you how to set this up so that you can be successful in the next round of problems that we're going to be doing. I want you to try it real quick. Okay, here's our triangle. Okay, X is here. You have 57 degrees and 33 degrees. Okay, go ahead and pause your video and solve for X. All right, I'm gonna go through it with you. We have 57 degrees plus 33 degrees plus the measure of angle X is equal to 180 degrees. We're going to simplify here. And solve for our missing angle. And we get that the measure of angle X is equal to 90 degrees. Okay, let's do another example. Sometimes they are not going to give you the picture. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay, second example. Two of the angles in a triangle measure 139 degrees and 11 degrees. Okay, so we're going to find the missing angle. So find the third angle. So we're going to set it up just like we did the other ones. Okay, we're going to take the two angles that we know. So we have one angle is 139 degrees. Another angle is 11 degrees. The third angle, we don't know what it is. So I'm just going to say measure of angle K. I do not know. We'll just give it a name. But we know that since it's a triangle, they all add up to 180. And then we can go ahead and solve for our missing angle. This will be 150 degrees. I'm sure some of you already are doing the mental math on that and saying that it has to be 30 degrees. You would be right. So we get that the measure of angle K is equal to 30 degrees. All right. I want you to try one. Okay, so can you guys see that? Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm having so many problems today. Take a moment, get caught up. Two of the angles. Feel free to pause it if you need to copy this all down. Two of the angles in a triangle measure 139 degrees. Oh, that's the same problem. I forgot to change it. You guys are gonna have to give me a really hard time tomorrow. Okay, so let's do 25 degrees and 87 degrees. Okay, we're gonna find the missing angle. All right, take a moment, see if you can find that missing angle, and then we'll go over it. You can pause it if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and start doing my work now. So this is 25 plus 87 plus the measure of angle R, we'll just call it R, is equal to 180. This is 112 degrees plus the measure of angle R. And I'm running out of space, so I'm just gonna mentally do that next step. This is gonna be 68 degrees. Okay, so the measure of angle R is 68 degrees. And now I'm so worried about going off the page, I keep standing up to look. The problem is that I can't actually see the recording while I'm doing this, and it makes it challenging. One more thing I wanna go over with you. And that's an isosceles triangle, because you're going to have some questions about that in IXL. So let's go ahead and do an example. Of course, I'm having a hard time pulling up the question. Okay, so it's going to say something like one angle of an isosceles triangle measures 30 degrees. What measures are possible for the other two angles? Okay. I would like to review with you real quick what an isosceles triangle is. Okay. An isosceles triangle, and I'm freehanding it here, it can look like this, where this angle and this angle are congruent, okay? Or it can be a flat thing too. It could look like this. It's where you have two angles in the triangle that are congruent to each other. Now, if one of our angles is 30, there's a couple different possibilities here. It could be this angle right here that's 30. And if that's the case, okay, then we have this, we have 30 plus, we'll call both these, since these are the same, they can have the same variable. We'll call this y and y. Plus you have two measures of angle y is equal to 180. So I'm going to subtract 30 from both sides. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And I get that 75 is a possible angle for these two. The other thing that can happen is, so this is a possibility, I'm going to circle this. 75 could be the measure of the other angles. The other possibility is 30 could be here. 30 degrees. This could be 30 degrees. And then we're wondering, well, what is this angle? We'll call it angle X. Okay. So we could do 30 plus 30 plus the measure of angle X is equal to 180. So you have 60. And then we're going to continue to solve here, and we're going to get the measure of angle X is equal to 120 degrees. Those are both possibilities. In IXL, they'll have you pick all that apply, and you can use that method to help find those missing angles. All right, you guys are going to work on your IXL code now. I started in IXL. It is 4U6. Okay. If you have any questions, email me. I am at home today because I have a plumbing issue and I have a plumber coming to fix it. And of course the window is from 10 to 2. It's like most of the day, and they could come anytime, and I just have to be at home. So feel free to email me. I'll try to respond right away. Have a great day, you guys.